now return to the Transformers. Greetings, wicked peoples. Fishy 22.8 here, and today we have issue 28 of Skybound Transformers. Previously on the Transformers.
I am little more than a liability to the Autobots. This is unacceptable for someone in my position. This is why, if you are willing, I propose that you succeed me as the Autobots' new Magnus.
This is barely enough for my repairs, let alone any of you. Pathetic. The humans are generating power through a wide array of primitive technology. We can easily overtake them and generate more energon before the Autobots...
The leader of the Constructicons is cut off as Megatron is brought to his knees in excruciating pain. We now return to the Transformers. Underneath the Pacific Ocean lies the Decepticon stronghold, the Nemesis.
Release me, Desamir!
Bellows Megatron as his Decepticons scramble to keep him under control.
What's a Desamir? Unclear, Rumble. Help us before he...
But before Scrapper can finish his statement, Megatron throws all the Decepticons off of him.
I've had enough of your trials!
His optics wide with fear and rage, Megatron mutters,
I've had enough.
As Rumble questions his leader to see if he's okay, Megatron just spits unhandily. As Megatron stands up, he looks to the doorway to see the Combaticons and a Seeker returning.
Skywarp, one of my most loyal soldiers. And you come bearing gifts. Where have you been all this time?
Kneeling before his leader.
I was dismantled. The Autobots foolishly repaired me. I was able to escape, but Soundwave remains in their captivity.
Both Laserbeak and Ravage seem shocked at this information, but Megatron just smiles.
Yes, Soundwave. We can't allow our fallen brother to remain in the clutches of our most hated enemy. We must prepare an attack at once.
Rumble and Scrapper look at each other, concerned at Megatron's words.
Can Arcee hear us? I don't know, Optimus. Some can, some can't. Regardless, she won't be able to respond. She is on her vision quest to become Magnus. It is a long journey of communicating with the great warriors of our past.
Arcee, inside this vision quest, does hear Optimus and Magnus.
Communing?
She growls as she continues to fight these ancient Cybertronian warriors.
She will emerge changed. As Magnus, she will be our first line of defense. Arcee will lead the charge, sustain the most damage, protect our troops, and always ensure they are battle-ready and well-trained. It is a burden she will carry well.
I hope you are making the right decision, old friend.
I've rarely been this sure about anything. Arcee will be a far better Magnus than I ever was. I'm sure you agree, Prime. It wouldn't have fit me.
Optimus looks at Ultra Magnus. An uncomfortable gaze crosses his optics.
I just don't know how this sits with me. Magnus is a title traditionally carried for life. It is unusual for one to simply step down.
Ultra Magnus sits there for a few moments, focusing on Arcee and her quest to become the new Magnus. Then he finally speaks.
I have made my decision.
Elsewhere in the arc,
Thundercracker, betrayer. Megatron will rush ahead beneath the hill of what you've done. You will see. Autobot disgrace.
Thundercracker just looks at Soundwave for a moment before speaking.
There will be a time, Soundwave, when you are told to do something you think is cruel or unnecessary. Or something bad will happen to someone you care about, and you will see how callous and hateful the Decepticons really are.
Soundwave starts remembering Starscream's treatment of Ravage.
Maybe then you'll understand my actions. Or maybe you still won't. But then you'll know who you truly are.
Thundercracker walks away with this statement, leaving Soundwave alone with his thoughts. Back at Shadow Watch.
Well, Miles, I feel like you've had all the time in the damn world. You get all you need from the space robots to finally complete your little project?
Questions Flagg.
Did I? What? For what? At my little project.
The question seems to irritate Mayhem as his temper starts to flare, his voice rising.
I am Miles Mayhem, the most brilliant mind on this earth. You think I need anything to complete my work? My little project, as you put it, is practically done. I don't need anything from these aliens. I'm not reverse engineering their tech. Is that what you think I'm doing? I'm merely checking my tech against the only thing we've discovered that comes close to how advanced it is. I'm on my own path.
Squinting his eyes behind his sunglasses, Flagg responds.
Well, I seem to recall Matt Tracker, despite what he did, being on that path with you for a majority of this project. Don't say that name!
Or what? Is this a threat? Is Director Mayhem threatening a superior officer? Flagg responds coolly. Clenching his fist in rage, Miles exclaims.
I've had enough of this charade, Flagg. I'm through with you!
As Mayhem goes to throw a haymaker at Flagg, Flagg just ducks out of the way and knees him hard in the chest, putting 2 fingers into a pressure point under his chin to keep Miles at bay. His voice cool, calm, and collected, Flagg just says, "You feel that? Mandibular nerve? Arms go numb? Ain't worth a crap. Nothing you can do but listen. So just focus on that. That and the pain. You out of your ever-loving mind? You think I fished my rank out of the bottom of a cereal box? I'm chiseled steel, son. And it sounds like you've been deceiving Uncle Sam about how far along you are. Practically done? I haven't even seen a working prototype. Where are you hiding this stuff? Don't matter. We know nooks and crannies and nooks and crannies that you didn't even know had nooks and crannies. We'll find it." Getting closer to Miles Mayhem and putting more pressure on the nerve. "We don't take too kindly to traitors here in the US of A. No, sir. Think you're going to spend some time in a black site, possibly the rest of your life. Your freedom privileges are revoked." And to punctuate this statement, Flagg releases Mayhem and tells the officers, "Arrest this piece of trash." A short time later, Miles Mayhem is being escorted by dozens of military police and General Flagg. "First time seeing the sun in a while, huh, Mayhem? Don't worry, I've got a nice dark hole picked out for you, my hateful little mushroom." With a grin going from ear to ear, Mayhem responds,
"Sorry, Flagg. I have other plans. Viper, activate!"
As the helmet encloses Miles's head, he unleashes a torrent of acid on the MPs. As Flagg screams to subdue the prisoner, a helicopter flies overhead. As the helicopter lands, Miles kicks the head off of one of the MPs.
"Consider this my resignation, Flagg. I can't believe I have to shoot this guy myself."
Flagg is cut off as Miles shoots a small jet of the acid at Flagg's hand. Miles climbs into the helicopter, and as it gains altitude, it starts to transform into a jet. As it flies off, Flagg just stares at the jet.
Someone find Matt Tracker. I've got a sneaking suspicion we backed the wrong horse.
Back at the Ark, Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus welcome Arcee as she wakes from her Magnus training simulation.
"Rise, Arcee Magnus."
Waking up in a new body is quite an adjustment. Everything feels odd. All my movements are off. Feels strange.
I will delay relinquishing my title until you are fully up to speed, Arcee. I wouldn't want the Autobots to be without a fully operational Magnus if we can avoid it.
About that, I must urge you, Ultra Magnus, to reconsider keeping your title indefinitely. Our history reveals there have been times of war when the Autobots needed more than 1 Magnus. This, I believe, is one of those times.
We simply cannot lose your expertise and experience. You have been instrumental in our recent clashes with the Decepticons. Ultra Magnus just looks down for a moment as Optimus continues. I fear we cannot spare you.
I am reluctant, but I will consider it.
That is all I ask. Thank you. A short time later, outside the Ark.
Whoa, I feel safer already.
Thank you, Beachcomber.
Hey, you got his missiles and everything. Been a long time since we've had a new Magnus. Exciting!
That is quite the upgrade. You honor us.
The Earthbound Autobots are in awe over Arcee's upgrades. When Optimus Prime finally gets everyone's attention. I've gathered you here for our first mission. We're going to canvass the area, looking for any and all signs of Decepticon activity. With our newly expanded roster, I know we can cover a lot more ground. With any luck, we can locate and eliminate some Decepticon threats. Before we roll out, Arcee and Magnus, as your first official duty as Magnus, rally the troops.
Yes, sir. Autobots? Ultra Magnus, Jazz, Wheeljack, Beachcomber, Silverbolt, Air Raid, Fireflight, Skydive, Blaster, Shreadhead, Brawn, Jetfire, Mirage, Sideswipe, Thundercracker, Bulkhead. Transformation cogs activate!
As the Autobots transform and get ready to roll out.
Ready, Prime?
Let's roll.
What's wrong?
Where is Trailbreaker? He was on watch, but I thought he'd come back in. A little ways from the Ark, Trailbreaker is walking around the forest, taking in all of the beauty. As he walks through a stream, something catches his attention. As he turns around, a metal hand grabs him by the head, ripping it apart. Holding Trailbreaker by his nearly destroyed head, Megatron turns to his Decepticons.
Watch and learn, Decepticons!
As he then places another hand on Trailbreaker's shoulder, ripping him in two.
This is how we deal with Autobots!
His minions look at him in shock as he starts drinking the energy out of Trailbreaker's body.
I drain your spot and bestow upon you permanent death.
And that, my wicked viewers, was issue 28 of Skybound Transformers, with a smidge of issue 27 shoved in there to replace the part of issue 28 that I pulled out. Now, let's talk about Arcee Magnus for a moment. Holy shit, that's one hell of an upgrade. I cannot wait to see her alternate mode. And it kind of seems like a jab at all the Arcee toys over the years about how she's always had this massive amount of back kibble that takes up most of her car form, aka shell former. In a way, she kind of looks like a cross between Thunderblast from Transformers Energon and a Sweep from, well, Transformers the movie. And I really hope that that back kibble just turns into like a Batmobile looking vehicle. That would be so fucking cool. And Thundercracker's little conversation with Soundwave was necessary for both of those characters, I feel. Thundercracker being the one to start opening Soundwave's optics to the cruelty of the Decepticons is very poetic in my eyes. Soundwave has already seen firsthand, like Thundercracker said, when something cruel happens to someone you love. He's already seen firsthand what Starscream did to Ravage once Ravage was hurt badly, and then how he treated Rumble when Rumble was wounded as well. Then on top of that, once Soundwave had all the resources and technology available to repair his Recordicons that he loved so much, Shockwave so coldly told him, forget about them, scrap them, rebuild new ones. So Soundwave has already seen what Thundercracker is talking about, and Soundwave is still trying to fight it, but it's slowly working its way under his metal plating. And speaking of metal plating, Oh my god, there's no more plating left on Trailbreaker's head. And I guess now I can kind of give up my little campaign of Trailbreaker as his name because now he's fucking dead. God damn it, Kirkman. But now we have an answer to why certain characters can be revived and certain characters can't. In the words of Megatron,
I grant you a permanent death.
by literally draining the fucking spark like a goddamn vampire. Jesus Christ, if Megatron couldn't be any more cruel, he's literally drinking blood. Of course, then again, we also saw how desperate the Autobots were on Cybertron to the point where they were drinking the blood of their fallen enemies too. So what comes around goes around. And I could not resist using NRG's Instruments of Destruction for that last scene. That's basically Megatron's theme when he's slaughtering Autobots. Oh. Why do I take a sick joy in that? Why? What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyway, a huge thank you to Ronan the VA for your assistance in bringing Shreadhead to life. I could not bring several of these characters to life without your assistance, dude, so thank you very much. I will leave a link down in insert whatever hecklefish pun you wish because that little smiling bastard stole all the good ones. And with that being said, and brought to everyone's attention, I hope, please don't go after the hecklefish. He is the Lord and Savior of all of our fish kind. As always, I want you to go out and buy your own physical and or digital copies of any of the comics that I have dubbed, and also the same goes for any of the music I have used in any of these dubs. Those people behind the comics and the music deserve that money a hell of a lot more than I do. So if you were wanting to spend any money my way, send it their way. They deserve it, not me. I do this shit with the old school YouTube mentality. I do it for the fun of the game, not for the money. Although it would be a dream come true if I got cast as any of the characters in any upcoming official Transformers media. Somehow, someone gets somebody somewhere to see this shit so I can actually get paid for it and be official at the same time. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for spending so much time with me, wicked peoples. This is Fishy22.8 logging off. Until the next issue, or whatever next content I upload, whether it's video games, comics, or what have you. I don't know. I'm scattered brain and I don't have a set regime. No set schedule. Yeah, that's probably a better way of putting it. Anyway, you know what the fuck I mean. Later, wicked peoples. Thank you for spending time with me.